Hey, my warriors. It's your girl Mika. It's been a long time since I've done a sit down chat, open heart to heart. Let's talk. Let's get into what's been going on. So I thought it was a fine time to come to you all to kind of tell you what's going on with me, where I've been this past week, because y'all got no content for me this past week. And for that, I'm sorry. I just ask that you allow me to live as I allow you to live and go through whatever respective things you're going through. All right, let me start with this. Father, I ask that you grant me transparency. God, let me give pure honesty. Let me open my heart and be a vessel for whatever anyone should need. This is my plea. All right. You know how you in church sometimes, y'all got to open up with a little praise and worship to get that thing going. Anyhow, what's up with me? First and foremost, I am working like a fool as usual. It's all I know. I get that work ethic from my grandfather. There was a time when he, like back in the day, real back in the day when I was in nursing, we would have them swing schedules where you would like, if you had to work the weekend, you would be off on a Friday. So I go by the house one day, and I'm going to tell you where this work ethic came from. So I go visit my grandparents or whatever, and my papa would be like, "It's Friday. What you doing here in the daytime?" And I'd be like, "Dang, Papa, I'm off today." And he'd be like, "Off? It's a Friday? What's something you off? You better find something to do. You need to find something to do." And so, y'all, that was like ingrained in me all the time. So I don't know nothing but like, get up and work. You young yet. You able-bodied. It's not like I have a house full of children I got to come home to or anything like that. Go work. So I legit probably work from 7:30 in the morning to 6, 7 in the evening. But it's come to a point where I am no longer happy with what I do. There have been a lot of laws changed, which I probably should do an actual video to help a lot of you all who are not like non-medical profession understand kind of some of the Medicare guidelines and things that are happening to where it is making the world of therapy extremely difficult to work in. They are doing everything where people have been losing jobs to pays being cut, salaries reduced because of Medicare changes. And whereas I used to be happy giving therapy to people, I no longer feel like a therapist. I feel like I'm a damn factory worker. And I'm just not happy. I'm not happy. So it's a battle of, well, Mika, you also have a bachelor's in healthcare administration. Do you try to use it and do something with that? Or do you completely go back to school and figure something else out? Because I know at the end of the day, the current profession I'm in, there is no possible way in 20 years I will be retiring from this. I can't. Physically, my body won't be able to. There's no way. So that's one struggle. Second struggle is the holidays are coming upon us. And whereas the holidays used to be a fun time for me, it was exciting. You got to, you get together with your family. Y'all have fun and you eat good and you talk shit and you have just a good time, that's null and void over here, at least on my maternal side of the family. Many of y'all know I lost my grandfather 2 years ago. When he left, it was already crackling on that side of the family where it was just things were going awry. But once he left, when you really hear stories about big members of your family, be it the matriarch or patriarchs of your family leaving, and then that shit falls apart, living proof. So, I have cousins who I grew up in the same household with, cousin I share a birthday with, cousins who we were like siblings growing up. Motherfuckers don't even speak to me. I don't even know how much I should divulge and give y'all, because it's like, I don't know who watches and who don't. In such a way, I don't care, because it's my truth. It's my story. And I'm pretty open. But it is, I kind of grew up where I was always called the princess of the family, the spoiled one, the this, the that. And it amazes me, because when I think about what a princess or being spoiled is, I feel like that's somebody that gets catered to. Things get taken care of for you. Things are done for you. I can't remember no time. I'm not saying my family didn't do right by me. They did, but I've been working since 15 years old. Do you understand me? 15. Moved out on my own at a young age. Struggled when I had my little 1-bedroom apartment back then. Struggling. I sold all my gold to make rent at times when I was short. I had nobody to help, foot any bills for me. Yet the same cousins and the same family members who have issues with me, honey, they've had homes bought for them, vehicles bought for them, vehicles that were totaled, that their mom turned around and bought another vehicle for them. Shit that they got that was they weren't appreciated at all, and they just let squander. But I'm the princess. I have an aunt, my own mother's sister, who doesn't speak to me. She barely speaks to any of the family members, but really doesn't speak to me. And for the most part, y'all, I'm good. For the most part, I'm good with it, because one thing I have learned over time, especially these past 2 years, is what to cry over and what not to cry over. So I've also learned the difference between what's family and what's a relative. And the motherfuckers I'm talking about are relatives. We're related via having some similar DNA running through us. But family, no. So for the most part, I'm good. I don't worry over it. It doesn't bother me. But there are times like when my birthday just passed, and knowing that I share a birthday with one of my cousins who we really don't have no relationship with, knowing we had the same birthday, it tickles me when people report back to me, which is that bone carrying shit is ridiculous. When I have to get reported back to, hey, did such and such say happy birthday to you, or did they send you a text or anything? Because they was telling your cousin on Facebook, happy birthday and this and that. I ain't get none of that. Did I get a text? Did I get a call? Heck no. So stuff like that will sting me a little bit, and then I move forward. But reasons like that are reasons why I could never sit up in a house on the holidays. And it's crazy because my aunt, who I'm fairly close with, one of my aunts, she's deciding that she wants to host Thanksgiving this year. So what she's asking me, and she was like, listen, will you come? Because I know how you are. And when she says she knows how I am, she knows I won't show up to that shit. Why? Because I have a problem sitting around breaking bread at a table with people who you don't like this person. You don't get along with this one. You're going to talk shit about this one right in the same house. I ain't never liked sitting in dysfunction. And as much as I love my mother and my maternal side of the family, they got that shit to a science that I can't fathom. I can't break that shit. Like Chinese arithmetic is so hard to me to fathom how they can comfortably sit in dysfunction. Comfortably sit in dysfunction. Truthfully, it's a science I don't want to learn. I'll never be all right with sitting in dysfunction. Be it from family, friends, and no other person on the street. I never be able to sit in that. So for my aunt's sake, I probably know how to come over there. I can walk in the room. Hey, everybody, do the general, speaking. Just to show her support for her dinner. And then after that, I got to go. I'm also thinking about doing a Friendsgiving. I have a lot of friends and like coworkers and stuff like that, and other colleagues who don't necessarily have big families. They don't cook like that. The first year I hosted, actually, a lot of them came through and they loved it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm kind of thinking about maybe starting a new tradition with the Friendsgiving. I don't know. We'll see how I even feel. I'm just not happy with the holidays, And it's like, I was watching Funky Dineva earlier, and he hit the nail on the head when he was saying, when he was battling and he's dealing with the loss of his father or whatever. And it's okay for us single people to walk around and we say we're strong. And oftentimes we are. We're strong and we get through it, we manage. But there are so many times where once we're done being strong, we come home to just an empty home. And to battle the ways of the world, to battle death, trauma, loss, family struggles, to come home and granted, I'll come home and talk to the good Lord up above, but I don't always hear an answer back. You know what I'm saying? It's me and Lola here. And that's sometimes difficult. Don't get me wrong, I date. But y'all, I don't want to say I'm particular. So help me God, I don't want to say I'm particular. But I just ain't willing to accept and fall for no anything. Like, the men that I have been dating, the stories that they come up with about, the first thing that you can miss me and throw me all the way off with is when I ask you about employment status and all of that, and we got to go around the mulberry bush on what you do for a living. You can't live off me. I'd rather come here and talk to my walls than to deal with taking care of a man. I just can't do it. I can't do it. I've been there. I've done that. I've been silly for a man before. I've gone through 9-10 years of foolishness before with a man that went absolutely nowhere, and I refuse. So it's like you battle not wanting to go through life alone, but you might as well be alone if you're going to be with someone that ain't worth shit. So I am just kind of sorting it all out. I'm sorting out the whole idea of marriage. I'm sorting out the idea of having children. This life ain't meant to be lived alone. The stresses of life, the hardships of family, work, all of that kind of stuff ain't suited to be dealt with alone. So I think I say all this to say, and y'all, I share with y'all because y'all know I'm just an open book. And if I can be of any encouragement to someone and uplifting, if it helps, I share my story so that you know you are not alone in the things that you're going through. It may feel like it, but you're not. You're not. Everybody's going through something. We really are one little bad situation, one bad relationship, one wrong money move from losing it all. So you do what you can. And again, it's more of a video I'm putting out to say you still got to check on your strong friends. You do. Even when they're tough, even when they're like, we got it, I'm good, check on your strong friends. Reach out. You never know what somebody's going through. Hell, check on your weak friends, but really check on your strong friends, because we are so used to dealing with the weight of everybody else and trying to help everybody else sort out what they got going on. And we sometimes ripping at the seam. You know, ripping at the seam. So, I love y'all. That's just my little heart to heart. I'm thinking of doing a live sometime this week. Maybe a music live. I love when James Caldwell does his music lives. I love my James. So, I'm thinking about that sometime this week. That's kind of fun. Something to uplift. Now, I will say, even though I'm not fond of the holidays coming up like Thanksgiving, Christmas, like that, Halloween and all that kind of, that's my zhish. I could lay up in this house all weekend and watch horror movies and just be at peace with company or without. So, that's just my heart to heart for the day. I love y'all. Okay. And I'm okay. Look, that's that bullshit I just said. The strong ones. I'm okay. Really, I am okay. It's just some days I'm not. Some days you not. And I'm just here to tell you ain't alone, okay? So we'll all make it. We'll get through this thing called life. And I wish y'all nothing but the best, okay? Do good to others and definitely do good to yourselves. Mwah.